Third.
Okay, perfect. Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and call pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah. Like the record reflect that all four sitting commissioners are in attendance. And before we get into the meat of the agenda, are there any public comments tonight? Yes. Lindsay.
It came to my phone, several people calling, saying that they hadn't heard about the death of Dick Tabor.
Okay.
And so as we were chatting, we thought, would it be possible when one of our family members, because our town feels that way to some of us, could be noted in an email, some sort of an announcement could go out, so that especially people who are away for the summer would have the information and not be all shocked and surprised that they didn't know and would have wanted to have reached out. So I'm just wondering whether there might be some mechanism for making that happen.
I know I did announce it last, 2 weeks ago.
At the meeting,
I put it on the public record. I have no objection, provided somebody lets us know. It's the pleasure of the other commissioners as well. To send Heidi an email and Heidi can simply broadcast it out. I have no objection to that at all. As long as we get notice of it, we'll work. I think Heidi would be happy to send it out.
Very thoughtful.
Yes.
Well,
And I think Dick's wife was a little bit reticent initially about putting the word out, so
Yeah.
part of the reason that
Thank you for saying that.
wasn't
Yeah.
gonna be considered, so that would have to be part of the consideration.
Yeah,
for-
as long as consent's given by the family, I have no issue with it.
Yeah,
yes, oh, cool.
there was a fine line that was
Yeah.
taken that week.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Any other public comment before we get into the agenda? Okay, anything online? I don't see anything. Okay, let's continue to move on. New business, with public comments is gonna be a resolution filling the vacancy of the town commissioner member, for commission seat 2. Now, I will say, I was aware that there were 3 interested members of the community. 2 have gracefully, agreed to sit out so that 1 could be appointed. So as I understand it, Madam Town Manager, we have 1 person who's interested.
Yes.
And I would be looking for a motion from one of the commissioners to appoint the individual that has applied to be the commissioner for seat number 2.
I don't move to appoint Janet Sommer.
Okay, so I've got a motion. Do I have a second for Janet?
Second.
Okay, any public comment? No public comment. I will close public comments. Any comments amongst the commissioners? I will just simply say that Janet's resume, I think, stood out. Her background and her willingness to continue to contribute to this community is noted. She has participated in several efforts in the community over the last couple of years. And for that, I intend to endorse and vote yes for the appointment of Janet. So any other comments? Seeing none?
I'd just like to say thank you to all the folks that did sign up. Or
Absolutely.
a graceful way that it's been handled.
100%. Seeing no other comments, all in favor? Aye. Okay, motion passes for nothing. Would you like to swear or?
Jackie will
Jackie will
be
swear
swearing Janet in so she can join the commission.
Do we have a camera? We have photos?
I can video.
We've had a guest, so we. I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear for,
that I will support, protect, and defend
I will support, protect and defend
the Constitution and government
the Constitution and the government
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of
and
Florida
of the state of Florida
against all enemies, domestic or foreign,
against all enemies, domestic and foreign.
and that I will bear true faith,
And I will bear true faith,
loyalty, and allegiance to the same
loyalty and allegiance to the same.
and that I am entitled to hold office
I am entitled to hold office
under the Constitution of the United States
under the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Florida,
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Florida.
and I will faithfully perform all the duties
I will faithfully perform all the duties
of the office of Commissioner
of the office of Commissioner
of Jupiter Inlet Colony, Florida,
of Jupiter Inlet Colony, Florida,
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, welcome. Thank you for your willingness to volunteer for this unpaid position. Say, paid.
Paid. We'll have paid.
Okay, all right, so the next item on the agenda is the discussion for selection process for the new town attorney. There were, if you recall, from the backup materials that Heidi had set out, there were 4 individual firms that had applied seeking interest. And so I guess really we're having a discussion tonight on what your preferences are moving forward with the 4 that have applied. I think tonight we should try to narrow it down to 2. And I think whether or not we want to have those 2 come in, certainly do that. Or simply the commissioner can schedule 15, 20, 30 minutes on their own and you can chat with them and we can come in the following meeting and make a final selection. And that's one idea. The other idea, there's other ideas, but I'm looking for some feedback from my fellow commissioners on kind of the way forward. So I don't know if you just want to go around the table or you want Phil or Dave, you want to start? Yeah.
I would agree that tonight, if we can narrow it down to 2.
Okay.
And then personally, I would like to, have the 2 come in front of
Okay.
the commission.
Fair enough.
So we can all ask questions, but I'll, you know, you can do
Yeah.
it there.
Perfect.
I agree, that was my comments.
Okay,
I would agree, I would do 2 and have them present.
okay. Sure.
And bring
You're
the
aligned
people.
with that?
I'm in alignment.
Okay, so let's, based on the materials that were submitted, are there any preferences in terms of the firms that you would like to bring in?
Yes, I would like to, bring in TG Law and Weiss Serrata.
Weiss Road, okay,
Yeah, on the top of TG.
okay.
Those are my 2 as well.
Sharon?
Weiss Serrata, I just have one.
Okay, just have one. All right, I'm in, yeah, and I'm gonna call, I think there's some consensus. Is there, go ahead.
No.
Bush.
May I speak?
Of course.
Okay. Well, I'm Leonard Harper and I live at 124 Lighthouse Circle. I think we need a lawyer with the mindset of a cross-examining attorney. And you saw this mindset when the cross-examine happened last week. I saw a woman who has spent hours and hours in anticipation of that cross. She was prepared. That's what you need. You have an advocate. She advocated for us. I saw the recommendation. I have no idea who this is. I'm just suggesting, we don't want a paper pusher. You want someone that has independent judgment, that's going to tell you, maybe can tell you what they think. You may not agree with them, but you want them to be proactive. That's what I swear, if we'd have had that, the issues that we were having today, we wouldn't have. We need a so I'm begging you. That cross-examination issue is so important, be a filter. If they can do that, because they're looking both ways, that I want that lawyer to look at our side and their side, and then in verdict, tell me what's right and what's wrong. That's what we need. That's what we didn't have. And I'm sorry, but I believe that's probably why we're in some of the issues that we're in. Please get that, whoever it is, an advocate. That's my thought.
Thank you for the comments. Any further comments from the members of the public? Okay, seeing none. do we need to vote on that?
Well,
or-
yeah,
Oh,
but Mayor, you did not share your two, and I'm.
Oh, no, I was gonna agree. No, I
Okay.
was, yeah, no,
Thank
I'm
you.
fine, yes, yeah, I'm fine with those two. Do we need to vote on that? I don't think so. I think.
You have
the
consensus.
You have some direction. I think at the next meeting, in September, I think by the way, I'd like to somewhat limit it to like around 20 minutes for each. I don't want this to go on in perpetuity.
How about 15 and then 5 for questions?
Yeah, 5 to 10 per questions, no more than 20 to 25 minutes. I
Yeah.
think we should be able to get, a flavor for how they interact with the commission.
Okay, I will let those two firms know, and I will thank all 4 for their interest.
Excellent. And then we have a discussion, I'm gonna hand it to you here, a discussion on the budget. So if you wanna kick that off.
Absolutely. So just some highlights in your backup, we basically have the line item budget. I prepared a little memo that just talked about where our money comes from and how we spend it. But some highlights within the budget. This coming fiscal year, which starts October 1st, we're looking at a $4.7 million budget, which is a slight increase from last year. We'll be maintaining, as you previously voted on, the 5.56 millage rate. You could lower it, but you cannot higher it between now and September 15th. This 4.7 million in revenue is assuming a 97% collection rate. This is a very unique community where we pretty much collect 100%, 99 to 100%. So we will exceed 4.7 in our revenue, but we can't bank on it up front. The budget in front of you has expected expenditures of 4.4 million. This will allow for approximately $295,000 of planned savings to go into the town's reserves. I want to qualify that statement. If for some reason TD Bank calls in the undergrounding loan for the last payment, which would be in April 2026, portions of that $295,000 would be able to bridge that until the assessment is collected in October, November 2026. So it's almost like a 6-month bridge.
Yep.
We would recoup it at the beginning of next fiscal year, throughout the fiscal year, and it will still go to our reserves. It just might not be a big chunk on September 30th going into it. But I just wanted to be clear, and I do think it's nice that we can accommodate that. We are in a financial position to accommodate if they call the loan. All projects identified by the town commission at our July 28th budget workshop are included in the budget. Specific to salaries, because it's hard to see in a spreadsheet. What you see in front of you, this budget includes a 6.5% increase for all full-time patrol police officers. And one additional police officer at 8.2 to bring them all up to the same level. An increase for our sergeants of 7.9%. Increases for our part-time patrol officers of 3.65%. And one officer for 5.30%, which brings that person up. All of these increases are based on the compensation study that was just conducted by our HR consultant. So this puts us more at a level playing field with surrounding communities that relate to us. The budget also includes a 5% cost of living adjustment for all other employees that weren't in one of those 3 categories. There are no merit increases contemplated nor Christmas bonuses, which was something that were in the budget in past years. Building permit fees are now also capturing some of the town hall compensation. So for example, our resident services coordinator Petra, 50% of her salary will come directly from building permit fees. 30% of Jackie's, because she does a lot of the administration of that, will come from that, and 10% of my salary, because of what I do, will come from building permit fees. So at the end of the year, as we continue to create that fund as is required by the Florida Building Code, that will alleviate some within our budget.
Who audits that? Who audits that?
It's us, it's part of our financial statements audits. It's just something we have never done.
So would you argue that perhaps some of those percentages are leveled?
Based on my experience of running building departments, I think that is where I am comfortable saying it with a straight face based on what everyone does. Petra is not just the building clerk like you might see in another city.
You keep time sheets.
We do, but not specific to tasks. I can definitely do like a 30-day test, if that's what you're thinking. I'm happy to do
Yeah,
that.
I think so, just at first blush,
Mhm.
it seems like it's a little bit low, and I trust you wanna be
Yes.
conservative in case,
Yes.
obviously, somebody comes knocking. The likelihood is probably pretty low, but again, just knowing what I know that gets time spent on around this place, it's building construction is probably a lot of it. I mean, you're going out to sites, you're inspecting sites, you're answering questions, I mean, there's a lot going on around construction, and as more construction. You know, and at any given time, there's probably 7 to 10, 6 to 10 homes at various stages of either reconstruction, new construction, tearing down, whatever it may be. It just seems like that's more going on about that, but I'm done making my comments. Does somebody else?
Ask exactly the same question, and not only who you audited, but on the state side. I know this is a hot topic for them, so where would we see the potential interest from their level, their side?
I feel like we are, if no one's on camera, off the radar. I don't wanna jinx it. I think we're low key. And I completely understand what you're saying, and I'll probably do it like November, December, when more people are back, so we're seeing more of the window change outs and all, like.
Yeah,
Very
I would actually do it beginning of the year.
Yeah,
Because everybody's here in January, the holidays are past us, time off is past us. I would look to do it in the beginning.
absolutely, yeah, and I will do that.
Just as me,
Yeah, that
Right.
way we can
I
have.
think it'd be good to have his backup in case somebody did come calling and.
because I think it's low, my intuition tells me that's just a little bit.
And we can always adjust, our budget.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're supposed to be doing either mid-year or end-year amendments, so we can always
Okay.
adjust our budget. This is something, and I know Yvonne's on the camera, but this is something both her and I have struggled with this past year is what we are bringing in, and we've talked about this, in building permit revenue versus what we're spending on it. And you're right, we are public safety and building permits, and that's it. And anything we can do to assist us
Yeah.
in that, covering that cost is
Okay,
important.
good.
Yeah.
Any other comments, Janet, do you wanna make any comments?
No, I don't.
Very good.
I have a comment. I've got 531,000 uncollected building permit fees.
Okay, I'd like to see that, because we've been looking through it.
I've got the detail on it, and I think that will help our numbers considerably.
Okay, if you don't mind sharing that, I'd
No,
love
I
to
don't
see.
mind. I've got it here.
I'll hand it over to you.
Well, let's make a copy.
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, all right, I interrupted you.
That was, actually, that was my
Oh,
last
that was
point,
your last
yeah, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
It- provided it gets called, let's say it doesn't get called, where would we end our surplus, reserve funding, if the note does not get called next year?
295,000
In
with,
addition to what we have today is how much?
right now, we are, our audited financial statement, which will be presented to you at the September 8th meeting, has us, I believe, at 490,000, 470, 490,000. We anticipate putting in about 450 to $500,000 this year. And then,
So 1.2-ish.
yes,
3-ish.
yes,
Independent of this.
independent of the 295, yes. So, no, we'll be like 1-ish, 1.1, maybe pushing 1.2. So this gets us, this year, I know is a lot less than what we're used to from this coming year's than the year we're in. But it still gets us where we need to go, and it allows us to do some really great things, including the cameras, lighthouse, some big projects for a $4.7 million budget. We're doing some big projects for this town.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to talk about this at all or not, in terms of the schedule?
Before we
or?
go off of that, though,
Yeah, go ahead.
If I could, we were talking about collections, basically the assessment. So that's us thinking of the assessments every year. Is the last year of that assessment this coming year for that loan?
That one.
It is, the last payment is technically per the documents, April 2027. But they have threatened to pull it on April 2026.
Yeah, I was just looking at the aspect that would be, you were talking the assessments that we have in October, basically would be our payback.
Yes,
And
exactly.
it's still up to April of that following year then when the books are closed.
Yes, and that's on the undergrounding only. The stormwater, there's still, I wanna say 9 years-ish left, yeah.
Everybody will see a $900 whatever.
Yeah, I was looking at random property owners, yeah, so the 900 will go away and the 3,400, whatever it is, I was looking at someone's today. Will
Yeah, cause
read,
they just, I just got mine in the.
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Okay, is there any other comments on the budget, any questions on the budget? No? Okay,
And I did meet with Janet,
Yeah.
so she's not just being quiet.
Yeah.
She has been.
all right, good.
Yeah.
All right, well, do you want me to say anything about what they're?
I would say the
Do you want
first
to?
two, no,
Okay, so the first, for the record, and for the public, the first budget hearing for the town commission will be September 8th at 6 p.m. at the Beach Club. The second budget hearing will be Monday, September 15th, following Monday, in Town Hall at 6 p.m. So that's the budget adoption. And then, of course, we're gonna have the attorneys come to the September 8th.
The September 8th. We will have a presentation by the auditors. So I'll do that at the beginning and we have a couple business items and then I'll put the lawyers at the last of the agenda.
Okay.
So you can give them the time it deserves.
Okay, excellent. Are there any other business? We don't have agenda, so I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Oh, I wanted to make,
Oh, yes, please, go right ahead.
okay, a couple of things. I think we should explore, assessing the houses on the beach that received, aid last year. I've calculated a way of doing that in terms of their property lines and how much sand was deposited on their property lines, and I think it would be appropriate for them to receive an assessment. And then going forward, I think the houses on Ocean should have an assessment. And I also think we should explore requiring a seawall. Because even the 2 hurricanes that just passed through this week and last week seriously eroded the primary dune, and especially the houses that were impacted last year. And these were hurricanes that were not even remotely a threat to us. But the sea came up and took away the sand. It's up to the primary dune now. So I think this is a serious issue that the town needs to be concerned about.
Okay, any other comments, Sharon?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, yes,
September 8th, I've got conflict, I'm sorry about that, but I will try to dial in.
okay, that's
You
fine.
know,
Yeah, that's fine. Things happen.
yeah, I know. Let's figure it out.
That's why there's 5 of us. Any other comments before we should, okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn?
Is there a second?
Section could be.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your time tonight.
I think this is.